Good morning. Welcome to the garden. Welcome to the greenhouse. It is Thursday, so we are going to start the weekend vlog right here and just jump right in. So I'm so glad you're here. It is chilly. It is not as cold as it has been. It's bearable. It's 54 in the greenhouse. So we're going to get the week started. Not a lot going on today, but this weekend is going to be full of a lot of items. So come along, and I'm happy you're here, and let's go see the garden. Everyone is looking very good. I'm telling you, I think this is almost like my trap crop because she just kind of takes a beating no matter how much I spray her, but everyone else seems to be doing okay. So she's kind of taking one for the team, I believe, but everything is looking really good. And just one quick scan over for today because you've seen it, but I'll tell you one of my favorite things that I cannot wait for, and that would be when all of these blooms open up. Would you look? They look like they're going to all open up at the same time. I think I'm counting 12. They are just going to explode, and right here, she took her position serious, right center stage up front, and she's going to bloom beautifully for us. And then to have a row of snapdragons and snapdragons in the back, that's going to be gorgeous. And then hopefully lots of straw flowers tucked in there with the beautiful broccoli and cabbages opening up. So that'll be real pretty. And of course, I can't start my day without sharing this beautiful bed. I do think this is my absolute favorite bed. You really shouldn't have favorites and the others should not here, but she is my favorite. And I've always said she took center stage very seriously. But watching the cabbage start to form, the way the leaves fold in on each other and she'll fold and fold and fold, is just gorgeous to watch. Very good. Good morning. It's Friday. That is why my smile is so big. I am going to try to this morning very quickly jump in and fertilize my flowers. I shared with you that I am working on an Excel spreadsheet where I am categorizing every flower that I'm growing, and I've already started on 2 of them. And the way that I have built this out is I'm telling you, I'm proud of myself. I know my fertilizers, oh gosh, when to start the seeds, when to get them in the ground, every tip and trick and temperature and feedings and growth patterns. I started with the Snapdragon, and so this spreadsheet just looks amazing. So I'm really proud of it. But one of the big things, and I've not done this in the past, I just did fish emulsion, bone meal, blood meal, alfalfa meal when required, but I was not using an all-purpose water-soluble plant food, and they really need this. So normally I don't go with items like this. I like really organic and more natural, but I don't know, I've not studied what's in this, but this is just for my flowers. Sorry about the dogs. I am mixing this into my gallon jug, and I think I was just saying that I'm just using this for flowers and in the flower pots and the flower beds only. So I am going to mix a half a teaspoon into 1 gallon of water. And no, for outdoor plants, it says 1 tablespoon to 1 gallon, and mix it well, and then apply it at the base. And it feeds. This says to feed every 7 to 14 days. I've got to finish looking at my research on what it recommends, but I am going to go ahead and do this today because this weekend, well, I have to do it this morning before I leave for work because tonight we're going to pick up my grandpops and we're going to watch them for the next week. And so we will be gone tonight and we will not be home till very, very late. And then tomorrow is fish emulsion and all of the other items that I feed the garden. So I need my plants to absorb this so that by either tomorrow or Sunday morning, I can go ahead and get the fish emulsion in there for the nitrogen. So I'm gonna have to say, I like how this is packaged. It already comes with my little tablespoon. And then I like that these are in 4 different little cylinders so that I am not gonna have all of that in here and have to worry about humidity and dampness getting into it. So I am just gonna get this right, almost dropped it. I'm in too much of a hurry. I am going to just empty that right in there. Okay, now let's put our tablespoon in our gallon pot. And I have one last task that I need to get done, and I do not use any type of poison in my garden except for fire ants. And I have some fire ants right here on my pathway that showed up overnight, and because the dogs will be inside, I want to get these killed today. And so I'm going to put that on it so that while I'm at work, it will kill it, and then I can clean it up at lunchtime and it will be gone. And because my dogs like to lay on this brick and sometimes they don't realize there's fire ants, and I don't want them to be bitten. So I'm gonna go run do this. So at lunchtime, I will come in and I will clean that up really, really good, and the fire ants will be gone. I don't mind little sugar ants, but I'm not risking that with my sweet babies. I'm not letting them get bitten. So, you know what I didn't do? I didn't fertilize all the little flowers in here. We will have to do that tomorrow. So, because I won't put fish emulsion on them probably. So we'll do that tomorrow. All right, I will see you tomorrow because it's going to be a very busy day. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Morning, happy Saturday morning. It's very, very pretty this morning with the sun out, but I will tell you it rained all night and everything is pretty wet. So thank goodness we don't have to do anything out in the garden. Everything we're doing today is inside the greenhouse, so that's great. But I thought I would start with taking you with me to Hobby Lobby to share with you some of the harvest basket selections that they have, because several of you have messaged me and asked, where did you get this harvest basket and where did you get that one? And I would say 95% of the baskets that are in here are from Hobby Lobby, but I'm going because I'm specifically looking for a basket that I've got doodles all around. We've got our grandpups, so I've got 4 doodles right now, and they are having a blast. So I want to go find a basket that is about this size. This one came from Hobby Lobby as well, but I need the sides to be very low. You know, I need it to dip so that in the spring and summer when I have cut flowers, I can cut and lay them in and not bend their stems. So that's what we're going to go look at, and I thought you might enjoy coming with me to see this selection, and I'll just bring my cell phone and get some clips. So let's go take a look at what Hobby Lobby has to offer in case you have one in your area. Before I go, I wanted to share with you after the rain, because that's when you really see a big growth burst. Look at this. How gorgeous is this cabbage bed? If these straw flowers would just kind of hurry and reach their peak, which they're doing amazing. If you'll remember, they were very small, but we have 5 straw flowers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a zinnia. No, a snapdragon. I don't know why I get those two confused. But that is just going to be stunning. Hi. Hi. So good. Having a blast. I was trying to get here early to beat the crowd, but with the holidays, I don't think that's possible, so we'll do our best with being able to show you the baskets. Okay, so this could be an option. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, but the flowers could lay in it, and they're 50% off this week, so that would make this basket, oh, that would be $6. See how great these are? Let me just sit that there for 1 second to look at this bigger one, since I'm gonna have really long stem dahlias. So about $7.50. Okay, this one is a definite for right now. Okay, giving you more ideas as far as harvest baskets and prices. So here is one that I have, and it is, let's see, $10.99. So about $5.50 when it's on sale. And this is one of my favorite because it's so heavy and really well made. One of my favorite ways to give little gifts of peppers is to put them in these and tie a ribbon around it, and it is $7.49, and then that one's 50% off. These are also really good. I have a couple of these. They're $11.99 and then 50% off, and tie a ribbon around it. Again, I tie a ribbon around all of mine. I just think it's a really cute touch. I also like the different shapes that they offer. This round one is $9.99, so $5. That's really cute. That holds the perfect tomatoes. Okay, I love a baseball hat in the garden. This one, Dog Mom, Leo in the garden. This one's coming home. Other than Target, this is a really good place to pick up your napkins for your garden to table dinners on the patio or in the garden. I've picked up a few of these and they've worked out really nicely. I also did some of the placemats and I really enjoyed them in the spring and summer. Actually, I have this one right here. Hi everybody, welcome to the greenhouse. We're back. Let me get this kind of situated and we can get started. I always find if I'm a little organized, it helps before I take on my next project. So we are getting started, and I hope, I have not looked at the footage yet, I hope I was able to share some ideas with you and prices on baskets. And I did not know they were going to be 50% off when we went today. I was just trying to get an idea, and so the fact that I actually got to show you the benefits of when you go when they're on sale. I showed this one to you when we were in there. I love this one. She is just perfect. And then this one is the larger one. In the spring and summer, I had this so full of tomatoes and peppers. I had some of the prettiest pictures, and it was just the perfect harvest basket. So those are two that I love. I shared this one with you when I was there. See how just tying a little bow, a little ribbon on it is so pretty. I keep a lot of my tools in there. This one I got for a flower basket from Target, and I think it's going to be pretty, but now that I am growing dahlias and larger zinnias, I think that they are going to be perfect for my newest addition, which I showed you at the store. I was getting this one. It was $14.99 and 50% off. So what is that, something like $7.50? And can you imagine in the spring and summer when I am out in the garden and I pick the most beautiful large dahlias and zinnias and snapdragons and everything to make my arrangements that I'm going to be making. I just think that's going to be gorgeous, and I cannot believe the price that I got that for. And actually, I was wondering how I was going to store it. Look at that. They just stack right into each other, and that's going to go in the corner right where you are. But today, we have a lot to do in the garden. I have my stool, which I love. The very first item that we are going to do is I am going to plant my Lisianthus seeds. This is the Voyage Champagne. So we have our Madonna Celebrity is our first one. Let me show you a picture. Okay, this is the Lisianthus seeds, Celeb Madonna. And so look at how pretty those are. Now those are my first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 seeds planted. Today we are going to be planting the Voyage Champagne, which looks like this. And I think that's going to be so pretty. So we're going to start these. One thing that I learned last time, and I'll turn the camera down so you can see, whenever we take these pellets, and it comes with this little stick, the first night that I did it, I used the warm water like the instructions suggested, and they just broke down perfectly, and I was able to use this to mush them around and do it. The next time when I decided to plant the second row, they were already in the little pod, so I didn't want to mess up the others by adding hot water, so I just kind of added lukewarm water to each one, and it didn't work as good. So what I've decided to do is to take these little pellets and put them in a bowl one at a time, and then as it expands I'm going to scoop it up and put it inside of the little tray. And so I'm going to start that process right now. So I'll move the camera down and we'll get started on everything that we need to do. Okay, so I made sure that I put some really warm water in my little watering can. How cute is that? Again, I know I talk about it all the time, but I am such a huge fan of Hearth and Hand, from their kitchenware to their garden items, and that's a couple of seasons ago. It's not available anymore, and I absolutely love it. So, oh, and our seeds are pelleted, and so they are the bright yellow, which I love because that lets you be able to see the seed. So let's start with just one. I wonder if I should have done this in more of a, because that's going to really spread out. You know what? I might need to do that in a little coffee cup. Let's change our plan. See, that's the thing about gardening. You try things and then you realize, okay, hold on. Let me go get a coffee cup. I've got us enough to where we can start our seeds while we continue to let some water drain out. So we are going to just sit here and try to do one at a time. And you don't, just a reminder, you do not bury these seeds. They have to have the light, but they do need enough surface contact that they are in there. And that's where I have a little bit of a problem when you're trying to push it back down. It wants to stick to your finger. What I like to do is save these little things that the seeds came in, and I just use that to move it around if I need to, because that actually, it doesn't stick. Also, you run into the problem of static electricity, and they want to stay in the little tube, so just give them a little tap and they will come out. I'll push those down in a minute. Overall, this worked really well. It let me put the soil in each one of them, but I will say be careful of any overflow because it will spill in the other cup. And if you're, I would probably wait to put your seeds in until after you've done everything. That's what I'll do different next time. But we have one seed left to go, and this project will be complete. And we'll go take it, upstairs and put her under the new station, which I will show it to you because I'm absolutely loving it. So I am so excited to tell you about this because I shared in my last video that I partnered with Vago and they asked if they could send some of their items, and I said absolutely. I shared this little stand with you, and we've had some rain in the last few days, and I wanted to make sure that she was still getting plenty of light. So she's actually under the little grow lights that are in here. Let me show them to you and why they're so special, because I absolutely love this. And I think my favorite feature, before I show you the grow lights, are these little clips that I kind of kept some to show you. So this, whoever thought of this is an absolute genius. There's a little magnet on the back, and so for your wires with your lights, I left this one undone. You're going to just clip the wire, just like that. And then the magnet holds it to the side of the shelf so that wires are not running in with your seedlings, and you can run them straight down, across, straight down. That is probably one of my favorite features. And then let me show you the lights. It's so hard to believe that we are about to be in the seed growing season and start our seeds again at the end of December, early January for me. That's right around the corner, and we will start tomatoes, peppers, flowers other than the ones we're starting right now, and this is going to be a great addition because this gives me a third one, and as I have things grow and pull them out of these with the vented cover, I can move them on the shelf, and it's going to be fantastic. But what I love about this is, you first of all, you have the magnet, so it just clips up, and it clips into a piece that lets you rotate it, and then on the sides you have a light for seeds, leafy greens, fruits, herbs, and microgreens, and so you get a different level of light for each one. It's super light but very, very well made. And then you can clip your plug on one side, you can run your wiring to the other side, and then it clips in here so that you can go to the next level or the level below. I absolutely love this. So we're going to bump it over to the seeds, and then I undid this so that I could put it back up here and show you, and it just clips right there, and your cords are out of the way. That is fantastic because you can see here I've got cords everywhere, and it's a little bit of a nightmare, but this has given me the inspiration to figure out a solution. You also have little hooks here if you wanted to hang a little plant. And then she's going to go back out in the greenhouse, but she's loving the light that's in here. And then these are on their tray, ready to go. Now I'm going to take these outside, and I am going to plant some colorful sweet alyssum instead of just the white. We're not using these right at this moment, but it is on our list of items to do. They also shared with me their seed starting trays, and I love these. They are so durable. I really like how stable they feel. They've got the little open hole on the bottom that will help you push up your item without disturbing the roots. So I am very excited to get some items planted in this. Probably not today, but I'll definitely work with these here very soon. The greenhouse is getting full, but that just means the garden's going to be full with good stuff. So next on our list, we are going to start soaking our 50 ranunculus mix. And I picked these up at Home Depot just to give them a try to see how they would do. I also have some more coming from Eden Brothers, and I think they should be here any day now. So I'm gonna just kind of put these in one little dish, fill it with water, and we'll start soaking them. I'm gonna toss them every hour for the next 4 hours, and then we'll put them in the soil and start working on pre-sprouting them. Okay, we are 1 hour in. It's time for me to kind of not toss, but stir around the ranunculus to kind of keep air flowing in. They are plumping up, which is great. I did want to make one comment. So my first batch was from Dutch Grown, and they came, I just like how they came packaged better, and then they just seem to be in really good condition. Now, I'm not saying anything about the condition of these. I won't know that until I get them in the ground, but I will say I had a lot of broken pieces in this one, and I just went back and looked at the footage. That's kind of a good thing about videoing. I didn't have that problem with my others. Now, I'll let you know how my Eden Brothers are when they get here this week, but there's a lot of broken pieces. So, and then there's some like this. I may just throw this in there and see what happens. I'll go ahead and put that in there, but the rest of these are definitely broken, so I'm gonna throw this away and clean this up. But you know, yes, there's a price difference, but the big secret is going to be, the big telltale sign is going to be, how do these grow? So I am going to make sure I label them correctly so that I can watch all the different ones from the different companies, because there are price differences and quantity differences, so we'll keep an eye on that. We are going to go start prepping for the cold weather. It is hard to believe I just had to change and put shorts on, and I'm prepping for 28-degree weather. Living in the South is wild, but let's let these keep soaking and we'll go do our prep work. It's important to go ahead and take out those things that are not going to make it through a winter storm like that, because once the weather is finished and then you have to remove it, it's just going to be complete mush and not fun to mess around with, and it'll attract bad bugs that we don't want in our garden. So that task is complete. We're talking about starting seeds. Let's see, for my zone 9A, we will actually start seeds right at the beginning of January, and here we are at the end of November. That is right around the corner. So now's a great time to start stocking up on your supplies, because they'll be harder to find during that time. I found these tinfoil trays on Amazon, and I was paying a lot more than what I got all of these for, so that is kind of my new spot to have these. So these are brand new. This one is used before, but these have never been used, and they are ready for our seed starting station once we get the tomatoes and the peppers and the flowers and all the things going. So think about what supplies you're going to need, because it's right around the corner and everybody else is going to be ordering theirs. I have these long pipes, and they are in the plumbing section at Home Depot and Lowe's. They're very, very flexible. I'm going to put them in the beds and zip tie them at the center. It's going to be catty corner, like crossed, and then I'll zip tie them in the center to help hold it. And then tomorrow night, when the weather is really, really cold, I will put the frost cloth over it, and that way I'm not rushing around trying to build this out. I'm kind of ahead of the weather. Is to do my fish emulsion, and I'm going to go ahead and take these out of the greenhouse and put them out on the concrete so that I can give them a little fish emulsion as well. And they also need a little flower fertilizer, so I'll add just a little bit because they missed out the other day. So let's do the yuckiest task of the garden, which is fish emulsion. So we've been soaking for 4 hours, and I'm going to put the camera down, and also iced coffee in hand. I just made it, and I used my machine, and I've got the Target oat milk. It's not Target's brand. I don't remember the brand though, but it's the brown sugar oat milk. I love it. But what's funny is I mix it. I use more almond milk and I do a splash of the brown sugar. So it's just a little bit better. And then I've been using that vanilla sugar kind of on top as like a little topper, like you would a little cinnamon, and it is so good. Afternoon iced coffee in the greenhouse. It just doesn't get better. So let me put the camera down. I'll show you what I'm doing. So I had forgotten to put holes in this one. So I went inside and poked my holes. Now let's go ahead and put this like this. Now we want to moisten our soil just a little bit. Whoops. Just give it a quick little spin over. Okay, so it's really important that your little ranunculus go with the legs down. So we're just going to kind of tuck them in like that. They don't need a lot of space because this is just for the purposes of pre-sprouting them. Okay, I am definitely going to need to do another tray. So that one is done, and let's grab some more. Okay, now for our final step, we are going to cover with soil. It might look like a lot, but it's coming out so thin and so slowly that it's really not. Now for the exciting part, let's go share with my husband that we get to keep these in our inside refrigerator until the others come out of the upstairs floral refrigerator. So let's go tell him that great news. I'm just kidding, he'll be fine. It's just for a week. All right. Okay, everybody, we are done for the day. I'm really happy with everything that I did, and I didn't show you, but I literally just took everything out and cleaned my greenhouse because I kind of got dirt everywhere. She's been swept and dusted, and she looks magnificent. We have our trays ready for tomorrow. I'm going to come out here, and I am going to plant one tray of the Easter bonnet mix of the alyssums, the sweet alyssum. I just think that that will be pretty in the spring to kind of tuck in some spots and add some color. And I say spring, they're even a little bit more cold hardy for my zone, so they'll do great. As soon as they're ready, I'll get those in the ground, but we're going to work on that tomorrow. And I did just go, and since we're going to be so cold and I risk losing these, I went ahead and I pulled this one, or cut, and then I cut this one. She's so pretty. But what I'm gonna do is take my scissors, and I am going to do this as a test. One, I needed to cut her lower so that she will grow bushy and not as tall. But I'm going to take this inside and see, some plants will actually finish opening up inside, and I want to document this if she just dies or if this will go ahead and finish opening up and I get the entire bloom like this. So I'm going to go put these in a pot inside, and the ones that I put together the other day are beautiful. They're still opening up and they're so pretty, and it's just a little bright piece of sunshine in the kitchen. So thank you so much for being here. Love to read your comments, and I will see you in the next video. We'll see you tomorrow, or I will be filming tomorrow as we get ready for this big cold front.